Hello, my name is Nakia Shade. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going live today to just share a bit about what I have going on this weekend, what I'm planning for next month, and just to share some of the cool things that I have going on. All right, in the corner of the screen, you will see a QR code that is for my greeting cards. And I've shown you guys these before, but this is one of the cards from my audio drama, Song of Wata. Let me very quickly change something here. Okay, that's much better. It wasn't mirrored. This is a greeting card from Song of Wata, which is my audio drama that I have on YouTube. It is a greeting card, a prayer card, a manifestation card, a wish card, affirmation card. On the inside, it's blank. On the wall here, I'll grab one off the wall here. This is another one in this style. On the inside, it's blank. So you can write your affirmations, you can write your prayers, your greetings, your wishes, anything you'd like. And then on the back, there is a space for like the drama. So each of these cards have little snippets of the story of the drama, and there's a QR code on the back where you can go to like a landing page where I have more information about the drama updates, you get freebies. I'm a school community, it's SKOOL school, and on that school community, you'll be able to receive some freebies like coloring pages. This one coloring page is already out, so if you were to subscribe to that free community, you'd be able to access that. I think I want to put that there. Okay. So that's what this looks like, and it's Nakia Shade. And this is another one as well. I have quite a few of these in different styles. I think the only one that I don't have in stock is this one, which is of Sela, or the younger sisters. And I'm pretty sure I'm out of this one. So I have a really limited supply today. I'll be restocking them again next month, though, because I'll be a vendor at a winter market in Beaverton with a lot of other fabulous artists. And I will make sure I leave a link to that, or like a flyer to that in the newsletter coming up in my LinkedIn. The other thing I wanted to share is tomorrow is the last day of my paper collage classes at the Patricia Research Center for the Arts. So if you don't know what that is, it is a paper collage class for adults, for elders in the community to learn paper collage. For me, I teach techniques. I don't really teach how to draw and create. Like me, it's not paint and sip. It's really just about learning techniques and creating your own collage with these new skills. I want to show you guys my flowers. These are my flowers that I bought myself for my induction. So smooth them over. It's like just this light, but yeah, these are my flowers in the box. Really pretty. Okay, that's much better. Almost better. Not quite. Yeah, better. So this class, you are supplied with material. This is like what one of the kits kind of look like. I have like a buffet style kit set up for this class. So you receive this is called a canvas panel, and you would receive one of these. And with this, you will be able to create any kind of collage you would like. We learn about paper tearing, paper cutting. We learn about mark making. We learn about stamping. We learn about using textures. We learn about the rule of thirds. So a lot of the aunties in my class are creating collages. A lot of them are beginners. Some of them are like experts and they already know, and some of them it's 30 years. So there's a lot of variety in the class, but everybody has the opportunity to create something and walk away with a collage. And these are some of the materials, like, similar to what you get in class. This is like origami paper. These are like felt squares. And these are like some of the type of markers that we use in class, acrylic markers. And then I don't think I have it on me, but we usually use like the paint sticks and all types of really cool stuff. But this is like where it all starts on this kind of canvas. Tomorrow's the last day of the workshops. It was a 4-week series of classes, and I've had an absolute blast working with these ladies and just being able to show them how to make collage. A lot of them for the first time, and so it was really like a privilege to just be able to teach them and to see them grow. Like it's amazing. Like I absolutely love it. The other thing that I wanted to share is I also have updated the Starving Artists Fed Artist School. So if you don't know what that is, Starving Artists Fed Artists is my school community on the school platform. And I teach artists, creatives, photographers, illustrators, language teachers, chefs, and teach all types of people, cartoonists, how to create classes or workshops and pitch them to community-based organizations. They're the ones that will pay you to teach their patrons, their community members skills. And so I teach anybody that maybe you're a beginner, maybe you've taught before, but you just don't know who wants what you have. I teach you the really foundational skills to take those skills that you have and teach what you love and what you know and get paid. And so I'll also leave the link to that um, in the chat. And I also have like my StreamYard link if anyone's interested in wanting to stream as well. I'll leave that in the description and in the chat. Let me grab those links for you all. Perhaps links. Okay. Fantastic. Have the links here. I've got a couple of things. Yeah, I have my newsletter link. I have the link to the classes here. And links to my school. I'm really gonna make this a little neater. I'll be honest. Let me see if I can fix that. No, I don't think I can. Oh, okay. I'll redo it. Let me see. So this is the link to the collage classes. Put that in here. Do that one first. That's the link to the collage class. This is the link to my fan school community where you can receive like coloring pages and other cool stuff. Every month I release a new coloring page you can print out. I'd love to see it you guys colored in. So I have that here as well. I have not yet created that paid tier on school so that those who want to send me like PR stuff, I love putting shout out on to people in the community that, especially locally, especially own businesses who have like fashion and home decor and Muslim owned and just all these type of things. If those are things that you'd like me to shout out and review or PR stuff, let me know. I don't have that here on my school community just yet, but I will. But I'm just letting you know that the best way to reach me would be on the school platform, and you can join that. Right now, it's free, but for when you have like this, the next tier will be one that you can reach out to me for that kind of stuff. And then I mentioned my starving artist, fed artist school, which is where I teach different types of creatives how to take their skills and make money through their community. And I have a cartoonist in there, there's a chef in there, I have a pastel artist in there. And it's all self-paced, it's asynchronous, so you can start and end it when you desire. I have a 7 day free trial, so you can try out for 7 days, and then after that, it's just $9 a month. And it's a really good investment in you. You know, a lot of you are extremely talented and you have a lot of skills, but you're just not sure how to make those skills into like recurring revenue, how to, you want to invest in your community, you want to teach people in your community, and people are always like, you'd be a great teacher or you'd be great at this, you should take a class. Well, here's your opportunity. And it's the holiday time. So, what better gift to give yourself than to invest in your professional development, your personal development, and to contribute to your community. I think that's a really great way to, you know, have self care as well, is to invest in some skills. And this is not a course where it's just, we're going to sit there and you're alone. I'll be in the course. In fact, we have a live tomorrow and on Sunday where I'll be on there and answering questions, walking everyone through proposals or pitches. I'll help you review your pitches. If there's help wanting to find different venues or something like that, I'll be on there. And I'll actually show you. I'm looking for a couple of venues myself, so I'll be actually showing you my process, what I go through, and how I do it to uh, to get things rolling. Because I really want you guys to go into the new year, equipped with these skills, and I think it's a great opportunity. 7 day free trial is pretty good, I would say. I have the QR code up here, which will take you to my PayHip stop, and you can purchase any of these lovely Song of Wata prayer cards, wish cards, greeting cards, manifestation cards, affirmation cards. They're great gifts for family. They're great gifts for yourself. I've had women use them for gifts. I had and a teacher buy some for me yesterday when I was at work, and she bought them as gifts for her daughter's friends. And so this it's really good for like just gifts, and they're just so beautiful. They're really high quality paper. They have a really nice matte finish, and they do come with envelopes as well and a plastic sleeve. So you have that option. And I also sign them on the back if you're interested. Just $1 more to sign them on the back because I want, you guys have that personalized touch. I have my newsletter also for Nakia Shade. So you know when new things drop, when new things come up. I also have this month's freebies are live. So if what is it, November? The November coloring page is live, and you also have access to the October coloring page as well. So that'll be a really good you have access to all the old coloring page freebies. I am thinking about creating like digital wallpapers, and there's an artist that I follow on YouTube, and she's really talented, and she maybe like consider that. I'm like, I wonder how much more effort that would take on my part to like create wallpapers for like an iPad or an iPhone or a like a tablet or something. I'm not sure, but I would like to I want to try that out for next January, because I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I think you guys would really like I don't know, having like a piece of my art. Like, yeah, you have like the greeting cards, like as my art, you know what I mean? Like you have greeting cards. But I think having like a digital version of these like on your phone would be really cool because with the cards you can, you know, put them on your like I have my cards on my wall. Like I want to have like a whole wall of my cards. So I have eight is one, two, three, six, three, six, nine. But I want to like have a whole like binder of cards. So I'm gonna try that out and we'll see how that goes. But like I want to make a collection of it. I think that offering them as a wallpaper would be cool. Maybe even like an animated wallpaper. My mind will go places, but I don't know yet. It's something I would consider because I think it's interesting. But if that's of interest to you, if you join the school community, then you can recommend stuff to me and I'll consider it. I think stuff like that's fun for a lot of people too. I'll consider it if it's something that anyone else is interested in. And if it's something that I want to do. Okay. And so if you notice, like how I usually have it, I have my Cash App uh, up as well, so that um, you guys have the opportunity to support my channel through sending me any kind of donations that you would like, any kind of anything that would support me. Right now, like I'm working towards having more funding for next year. There's more like marketing that I would like to do for my brand, for my business. And so I'm, you know, applying for grants, I'm applying for different sort of things. But I would love to like offer that opportunity for those who don't want to buy greeting cards, who don't want to take a class, who don't want to join a workshop, or who are interested in monetizing their skills, or you know, being a part of the fan community or whatever. You can just send me a cash app, and that would be really appreciated. I wouldn't say they're like donations. I'd probably say it's more just like investments. Like, thank you for investing into my business. Appreciate it. Um, I would like to see how I can change something though. Visual effects. I am definitely new to using StreamYard. I've never used it before, and it's very interesting to use. I'll tell you that. Presets. What does that mean? Okay. I'm actually not sure. I guess I want to just change the names and stuff. I don't know. I know I have a banner, but I would like to change this other part. Overlays. Okay. Edit mic settings. No, I'm pretty sure my mic is fine. So anyway, yeah, you can drop me a cash app. I can also answer questions through Cash App or you send a message. That'd be great too. I just want to offer a couple other options for those who don't want anything necessarily, but would like to still support um, and fund, my future kind of projects. I think having more options is better than not having enough. And so, any way that people can invest into what I'm doing and um, help me to keep going would be appreciated. I am really grateful that we're almost the end of Song of Wata season one, and my birthday is next month. And if you didn't know that, it is next month. And so I might plan something for that. I don't know yet, but we'll see. And this month, I believe, this month, I believe, will be either a break or the last chapter. Because it's break. I also was like a teacher, and so there's a whole week off. So that's probably like a great time to get the next episode out or the next chapter out because then most people are probably at home or on vacation and just wanting something to binge on. So I think it'd be great. Um, so today I am talking about why I write and draw audiobook dramas, but more essentially like how. My iPad, I was going to share like aspects of what I'm doing, but I want to try to do it on here. So let's see if I can accomplish that. Okay. Um, I had item media slot. That's not really what I wanted to do, unless it is. Let's see. I would just like to add a photo. Where is the background? Can you have imagery layout? Okay, great. So how do I am not sure how to do this. I apologize. This is new for me. Okay, this is what I wanted. This is how I wanted it to look. Fantastic. Okay. So, episode 8 of Song of Water, if you did not know, it's already live. It's already been uploaded a couple days ago. I will definitely put a link in the chat to it so that you can give it a watch if you haven't already. This episode was, or this chapter rather, I call them episodes, but I don't want to confuse people because it's tagged as a chapter. There we go. It's on there. Okay. So this chapter is live and it was very wild to get to this point in the story. I built up Sela's arrival since the beginning, but definitely in the last month or two. And now, finally we get to see her and finally we get to know more about her. And I have a lot of readers locally, a lot of listeners locally that are just, can't wait. Ah. And so now, it's finally there. Um, I think this chapter might be one of my favorites because I really wanted to show how divergent Niambe and Sela are becoming. This whole story, you know, was about it's about their sisterhood and about them as individuals and how they are different from their parents, how they are different from their legacy, and how they do have to figure out things in a new way so that not only can they survive, but so that like their future is brighter and better and it's different than their parents. And so for me to be able to start that process to show like how they're wading through the past and working to get to like a new future, it was just amazing to see like that progression. I in the beginning of writing this story, I knew where the high points were, but to show the calm, to show the daily day stuff, that was something that took me a bit of time to figure out. And with this chapter in particular, it was just very like domestic. It was very like familial. It was very it was very sweet, and a lot of what I write, I do my best to write from, my specificity, my perspective, but then I also incorporate traditions and things that I like. And so, um, I didn't grow up with my mom doing my hair very much. When this chapter, Nyambe is braiding Sela's hair and talk about how Sela and Nyambe's mom like never got her hair braided, and so she made that a ritual for the girls. And so I just thought that was something important to mention how even if you don't receive something or you don't get something at a certain time in your life, you can still make that a tradition and a part of your lifestyle. And so I just thought that was something um, that I really liked because I didn't really grow up with my mom braiding my hair. She doesn't even know how to braid hair. Uh, I got relaxers and curves and stuff, but my mom never braided my hair. So for me, writing that kind of scene was just to share that aspect of something that I never had and how now, like, I'll braid my hair, I'll go to um, friends that I know that can braid my hair, I'll go with, like, somebody else will braid my hair. But I just thought that was a sweet moment. And the other moments of this chapter that I really enjoyed sharing was like the dad cooks, like, Abu cooks, and Maya doesn't, and because she can't, she does not know how, she never had to cook. Like they lived in a city where there was always street markets and food carts and night markets, and she never had to do it. And so I like sharing that each of the daughters has a different aspect of their parents, but they're still like their own. individuals, and to me, it was just something that I really just wanted to share more of their backstory, more of who they are as individuals and as daughters and their family customs and cultures, but also really show that this sweet, tender moment between the sisters is something that will lead up to more drama. And if it's not a drama and there's no drama, then it's not fun to watch. But I hope y'all enjoy this episode. It was for this chapter. It was really a lot of fun for me. And there's two more in this season, and then I'm gonna hit a break for like a month or so, and then I'll come back and we'll start the next season. Maybe a couple months. We'll see. Not too long, because then I think it's done, but just long enough that I have time to just decompress and get to the next thing. And I want to thank my beta readers as well. They've been a huge help in getting this off the ground, and um, just their support meant like everything in the beginning of this. So I really appreciate that. So, with the art style of this story, a lot of inspiration came from Erte and Gustav Klimt, and a lot of Persian miniatures and Indian style art, a lot of mixture there. But I wanted something that felt fresh and new and different and artsy without being like too much. And I think that with digital collage, it translates well from my traditional collage. So I really didn't think that I wanted to create digital collage. I thought I was going to just go 100% traditional and not look back. But with this style, it's really lending well to time. It's lending well to being efficient, and it's lending well to that kind of look that I want the drama to have. I want it to look super dramatic and pretty and beautiful and just fantasy. And so that's what I really gravitated towards those Erte and Gustav Klimt, setting those artists, and then setting my culture's art styles as well. Like really get something that feels fresh and different. And this is Niambe's Mami Wata, well, partial Mami Wata form with the green tail. Her actual Mami Wata form is a lot different, and as the seasons go on, you will get to see more of that in her actual form and everything. And I'm looking forward to sharing more of what that might look like and how you all will be able to learn more about what their non-water forms look like. So, one of the other things about this drama that I really like is it's really like a lot of character study for me. I really enjoy the archetypes that I'm creating with these characters and their personalities. I really want to show the type of characters that I have, how they have that benevolence and vengeance, and why that's like interesting, especially with this sort of mythological beings. Mami Wata. It's more of a spirituality actually in Pan African and African. Diaspora. And so I really wanted to show the duality of their nature through these two characters, through these two sisters and their family, and just how that all works together. It's very interesting to me to read about mermaids and how, people have them in a couple different ways, but I really wanted to share my view of it and my kind of depiction of a mermaid in Mami Wata in like how they are and who they decide to be. I think that was important for me to talk about choices and legacy and investing in yourself. I thought the best way to do that would be to take two characters. One is like, takes care of everyone else for herself, and the other one just doesn't feel taken care of and neglected and wants freedom, and how they both become different. Nyambe's a brioche, and Sela is a pirate, and I just really wanted to create this interesting dynamic between them where Sela is definitely the type of person to act and then think. Like she thinks things through, but she's impulsive. But Niambe is definitely opposite in that she's considering all the angles and then she makes a move. But then it always tends to be about her sacrificing herself. And all her moves lead back to her sacrificing herself. Um, and I just thought that was interesting. Thought that was interesting to think about. Thought it was interesting to talk about. And I just again, it's like, what if they chose differently? Like, what if instead of Naomi being kind of sacrifice herself, what if she decides to be somebody else, like somebody that's stronger and somebody that doesn't take anybody's bullshit, and Sela becomes like that too, but she's a pirate. So it was interesting. It was interesting for that. I want to share another one. Let's see if I can do that. This is chapter 7, and it's the first time I actually meet Sela, and I really struggled with this. I really wanted to show Sela as somebody that's closed off, not necessarily hated by anybody, but she's just like there. Like, she's just there. She's just Sela. She just lives in the White House. Like, she has a roommate, and she's a little weird, and she hates it here. She hates everyone, but she's not gonna be mean. Like she's not gonna be a bully. She's just gonna like tell you that she don't talk to you. Like, but it always she feels less than like because of her disabilities, because of how she can't transform. She's always feeling some kind of way, but she's trying to be nice about it. And eventually, being nice about it is not gonna help her out. And so this chapter was something that I felt if I didn't do it right, it would really mess up everything else. And so I I wanted to share how they both had that loneliness. Nyame is alone in this penthouse in Calgary, married to this rich guy who doesn't actually love her and never really loved her, but he's just like paying a debt that he owes, that he feels he owes, because the family like invested in him, and he doesn't love her, and he's just using her to get the woman that he loves. You know what I mean? And then it's like she's alone, and then because she doesn't have any family, and like her father's in the hospital, and her sister's like on the coast of Cascadia at this Estita Head Lighthouse. Like she's just away, and her mom's disappeared, and her aunt's like we sold her off, so she doesn't have anybody. So she throws herself into her work. She throws herself in the community. She gets busy. She lets distract herself. But then this call shows that she's not like a superwoman. She's in fact just very sad and misses her sister. And then we get Sela, who just is alone in the closet and in the little pantry phone booth thing and wants a minute alone. And then they both connect and, they have that intuition where they both know that it's, what the other is feeling. And Sela knows it's her before she even reads the caller ID and it's broken. So it's these things that I really wanted to show that humanness in them because they're half human, but beyond the magical realism, I wanted to share like these little intimate familial moments. I think that those are the moments that really connect with people and that I think I enjoy writing the most because I enjoy writing family dynamics that are just different and that offer this safety in ritual and safety in connection and safety in being vulnerable. And we learn, they're growing apart and how they communicate and how they talk. Like even Sela, like she feels reserved. She's not as open as when we see her in chapter 8. Chapter 7, she's just tired. She's alone all the time. She's up in her lighthouse scheming and plotting and doing all this stuff. And now she talks to her sister, and it just she sounds like a little kid. And that's what I liked about chapter 8 was it just feels like these two sisters who are just tired, and they're just like, okay, let's just forget about everybody else and let's just focus on us. And I just enjoyed writing that. This whole chapters 7 and 8, I just felt like one big like hug, like welcome home kind of thing. Chapters 4 through 6 were very interesting for me to write. I did not think I was gonna take this direction with this uh, plot. I thought it was gonna go in the direction where they're in love and then something happens. I didn't think in the beginning that it was going to be something like this. I always knew that Niambe was like, a wishful thinker and that she was always fantasizing about love and romance. But to have like Rizwan be the one to tell her like I don't love you and you're doing too much and I'm not the one, like I thought that was interesting. But it made me like him more because honesty is something that Nyame is like depending on because uh, in their story there's a lot of people that want to use Nyame for her gifts. So to have Rizwan be the one that buys her in the beginning, but this is the one that also just like do whatever you want. Like I'm here to help you out, and you're my friend, and I just thought that was different in this whole arrangement between them. I wanted Nyambe to always have choices. I didn't want it to be something like, you read those, I think they're dumb, but maybe you guys don't. Those dumb plot lines in books where the girl's forced into like a marriage and she's like, oh, I'm helpless, or it's like a big, brooding, Tommy kind of male lead. And it's just like he's so powerful and stuff. I was like, that's stupid, that's boring, and I hate weak female leads. I hate that. I don't like that kind of stuff. It's not a flex, it's stupid. So for me, I was like, okay, I want her to flip the script on this guy. Like I want her to make him be like, oh shit, like you need me. Like and I thought that was funny and I thought it was clever and I thought it made the most sense because if she's in an environment where since she was a child, she's always has the risk of being used or sold or whatever. She should know how to do that, and that's what the father teaches him. He was a pirate. He worked with all types of pirates and all types of people. Of course, he would teach them that, and the mother the same way, the survival kind of skills, but also negotiating and haggling and all these things are that the sisters learn from their parents. So I just thought that was interesting. But what I really liked about this is, Erdogan's like an old man. Like, he doesn't have time to play games. He's old. He really couldn't be bothered. He's like hitting 50. Like, he don't have time for this. He's got other things to do, like nap and like fill out ledgers and run a business. He doesn't have time for this. So I thought it was interesting how he's like the most like boring person ever. Like in the chapters 4 through 6, he's extremely boring he's really not that exciting at all. But it's that kind of boring peacefulness that gives Nyambe a lot of what she needs to navigate more like high stakes political stuff. And I wanted, again, this story is really about like safety in relationships, safety in like familial things, and safety in like domestic stuff. And I just really wanted to like put that together. Obviously, Delphine is not the person to build the safety with. He's definitely not the person that people want, the sisters want to have a relationship with right at this moment. But I wanted it to feel like Zardine is that like protector. He's like that provider type. He's a guy that you can go to, and he has a solution to that problem, and he's not gonna make you stupid. And I thought that was very important for me to make clear in the beginning, even in the first scene when we meet him, um, and the first scene after the contract, which I believe is in chapter 3, which I will bring that up. Once this chapter started, we see how he is kind to Nyambe and he cares for her in a very simple way. None of it's romantic. It's only through Nyambe's mind and her eyes and her desires and her wishful thinking that she views it as romantic. But everything that we get from Rizwan can be interpreted as just him being like a stand-up guy and being a good person. I just realized. Oh no, okay. So to me, it was important to not root his behavior in her fantasies, but just him as a man and a character. Okay, I think if anyone's ever read my fanfics, if anyone's ever read anything from me, I appreciate writing older men as love interests, as friends, in dynamics with younger women, because I think that's something that's really underlooked. And I find that it's just like reality and how like the world works. Like older men tend to have more resources, they tend to have more to offer younger women. They tend to, sometimes not all, are more mature. They don't really have a lot of time to play a lot of games. That's not all the time, but sometimes. I'm being very general here and broad. And so if that's the case in real life, I want it to mimic that in these stories because I think a lot of women waste their time on young guys that can't do anything to them and then they get angry. But with this story, I'm literally showing how this woman, who's like younger than this guy, is able to not only get out of the situation that she's in, literally being sold off, but she also uses this opportunity to benefit her and her family and get something out of it. And I don't, and again, that's like a personal thing to me, but it's also in the way that how I like to write these things. I like to write characters that have agency. I like to write characters that can look at a situation and be like, okay, how do I not just survive, but how do I get the most? How do I like thrive? How do I like be feminine, live my soft life, and how do I just like receive? So I'd like to write characters that have to receive help, that have to receive like provision, that have to receive support, that have to receive mentorship, that have to receive knowledge, money, things like that. Because I think it just makes more sense. If I sat here and wrote, survival this and Yamba has to, you know, chase this guy and build this. I don't know. Nobody wants to read that. We do yikes. Nobody wants to read that. I want to write stuff where the characters are soft, that they're in these situations and they're using their feminine, traits and their feminine ideas and just how they're women and they can do all these amazing things. How that gets them where they need to go. Um, I think a lot of the stuff that I used to watch was all just like stupid and it wasn't helpful. And it's only when I started watching more dramas that are like written by Asian women, and I started watching more of my cultural stuff written by women and written by like husband and wife duo. I was like, oh wait a minute, that's how I want to write. That's exactly what I want to write. I want to write like that. I want stuff that feels solid and real and feels like you can learn something from it. Because we live in an unfair world, and so why would I write dramas that you can't learn anything from? And by the way, the we live in an unfair world is not my quote. That is from Auntie Shira. So that's her quote. But I like that quote, so I always say it. I like her quotes. And so why would I write stuff that you guys can't use? Like, even if it was one thing that you got out of my drama, just take care of yourself and eat good, and have a routine. And I did my part. Like I don't like writing stuff that's useless. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time, and it doesn't help anybody if you can't benefit from it, even if it's fiction. Because we all know that most things in life people are made because of a fictional story, because of a fictional character. Somebody became a nurse because of a fictional character, or a doctor, or a lawyer, an engineer, or had a family, or go over to a country or adventure. So I want to be like somebody that can like, help influence you in that way to choose better types of relationships, take care of yourself better, focus on yourself more, and invest in yourself more, that kind of stuff. So it's been really interesting to write this drama because I'm literally just telling you stuff that in different little ways that maybe that's part of me or things places that I'm a part of or things that I do or just little things. And I think that's how all writers are. I don't think there's any writer that can't say that, oh, that's not me. Every writer has a quirk or aspect of how they put into their work because it's all about surviving and living and thriving in the world. And so we all have something that we put in ourselves, and that's what I learned from New York Times selling authors. That your specificity is what we want. It's what people want to read. You are the market. You are the niche. And so I've never thought that anything I write is not helpful. Everything I write is helpful. I know everything I write is interesting to women, and it's like something that they can appreciate even for themselves and their life and how they do stuff, and that they can make better choices. I mean, I know tons of women who are like Niambe, who build up men and then they get left behind and they take care of everybody else and then they're resentful and they're angry and they don't but that's real. That's reality. What I'm trying to do is create characters that start out like that, but then instead of 50 years of resentment, they go fast track and decides that they're not going to date like shit anymore, and they're going to become a better version of themselves. That's like reality. People decide they have enough, and they make their lifestyle change. Um, what was the other thing I wanted to add on to this? Oh, I would like to hold on. That's okay. I would yeah, I just want to see how the last two chapters are received by everybody. I know I have like quite a small following, but I'm confident that as the year goes on, as the months go on, I'll have more readers and stronger readership and just more interest in it. I'm confident that the more that I get on here and talk to you all, even for an hour, a couple times in the week, and 3, 4 days a week or something like that, you all will like learn more about me and get to know more about my writing style and what I do, and it'll just be interesting um, to build the fan base and build the readers and just share more about what I do. I love writing and reading has been like the biggest part of my life and there for me since I was really young and has been a part of like who I am and how I learn how to survive in the world, survive trauma, survive all types of different things. And so for me to write fiction what's helpful and funny and just, you know, teaches you to be, you're making better choices, be smart and be just, love yourself more and not get pushed around by people and stop, like Auntie Shira says, don't play fair and unfair world and, live in an unfair world, that kind of stuff. I think that's important to me because, I definitely started out in my life as like a doormat and a people pleaser, and I was taken advantage of. And now I do not play those games anymore, and people know better than to mess with me or to expect me to just deal with any kind of nonsense because I don't at all. And it's just a lot of fun for me. Honestly, I'll sit and I'll listen to my old audios again and again. Then not to nitpick because that doesn't get me anywhere, but just to listen to like dialogue. I love writing dialogue. I love writing dialogue. I'm in some interesting conversations, you guys. I get into some interesting conversations. I listen to interesting conversations, and I just need notes because it's interesting stuff. It's very interesting stuff. The kind of things people deal with in their lives and the kind of stuff they go through. It's very interesting, and so um, I just find it to be a great way to give myself perspective and have a better dialogue, stronger writing, better characterization through dialogue. You really gotta spend more time around people. That's why I love people watching. I love observing people. I know I am chatty online. People that know me in real life know that I can talk for hours because I just learned to get comfortable talking to people, but also because I enjoy having conversations. But honestly, I can get pretty quiet, and it's like not the same. Not the same woman. She talks a lot, but she's also real quiet people. Um, and so yeah, I I can do both, but I love to talk, but I can get pretty quiet too. So it's something that I've had to develop over time and learn how to talk to people, learn how to talk about what I think is important and how to connect with people for something they think is important. It's very interesting to know the woman. Um, very interesting. I'm gonna try to see if I can go live on TikTok for a moment. I would like to try, so I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, it's updating. Okay, now it's up. Let's see what I can do here. And I think my scroll is broken. I think my scroll is broken. Okay, great. I don't really. I don't have any products. And my first time going live on TikTok, so we'll see what happens. If it even works, better. Okay. Hello. Hi TikTok. I'm Nakia Shade, and I am just on live on my YouTube, and I want to go live here on TikTok as well, just because I have not done it before, and I think it would be interesting to go live and talk with you all. I'm on YouTube as Nakia Shade. I'm Nakia Shade, and I'll just let you guys know what I have going on. I have greeting cards for sale. on my shop, on my Paying Hip shop. If you go to my YouTube channel, you will find that link. These greeting cards, these are greeting cards, wish cards, prayer cards, affirmation cards, manifestation cards. These are great cards for gifts, for friends, for family, for yourself. I've had women use these on their altars. I've had women use these on their like, journals and like their different kind of practices. So this is what this one is. This one's called Parveen, the seventh sister. On the inside, it's blank, so you can write your messages, you can write your prayers, you can write your affirmations. And then on the back side, there is a snippet of the story. So you can listen or read a snippet of my story. And you can also on the back, there is a QR code. Let me see if you can see that. Right? A little QR code on the back. But this is what this card looks like. This one is called Pardeen, the seventh sister, and it'll have like a little bit of glare there. This one is called Sela, Pearl of the Sea. This is one of the main characters from the drama. She's the younger sister, the younger Mami Wata sister. So this is Sela, and on this greeting card, I have another snippet of the story as well. I don't know why the camera's not focusing on it now. Another snippet of the story as well, and there's a QR code on the back. Hello. I'm live on my YouTube also, so if you're interested in being on the YouTube side of things, it's called I Am Nakia Shade. But this is my first time live on TikTok, and I'm just sharing some of my greeting cards, affirmation cards, wish cards, prayer cards from my drama, my audiobook drama called Song of Wata. It's on YouTube, and these are some of the cards that I have. I also have more on my wall. I'm gonna try to turn it around so you can see, but these are the ones that I have in stock. They're all pretty. I wonder if I could grab them off the wall. What? Well, maybe I won't because then a wall will empty. But these are other cards that I have for sale on my shop, and these are of the characters from my audiobook drama Song of Wata. This is Niambe. She is the older sister, older Mami Wata sister, and so she's the other main character of the drama. She and Sela are sisters. So they're both Mami Wata, they're both sisters, and the drama is about their sisterhood and their relationship as they deal with being sold at an auction by their human aunt. And just she becomes a pirate and she becomes a griot. So if you like African and Asian diaspora stories, then you might like this one. I like to say it's like The Little Mermaid and like Arcane in that it has like that sister relationship and a lot of cool characters and stuff. So but these are available in my shop. I don't know how to use this thing. So I think I tagged a product in my thing. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Did I do it right? I think I did it right. Okay, I did tag it. Okay. Um, these are available like in my shop. Um, I, I am running low on them. I don't have a lot um, um, in stock for this month, but if you ordered it this month, then you'll get them the next month, like for sure, because it'll be before the Christmas time, and you'll be able to purchase them. Which other ones did I have? Yeah, I have a lot of them. I have about 7 or 8 different designs. This one is another design. You know what? I'm gonna just cut it off the wall. You're all here. You're all here for the cards. Otherwise, what's this one? Okay. This is another one. This is of Niambe, the older Mami Wata sister. This is like a lunar ritual that she performs in chapter, I want to say it's chapter 2, chapter 4. Chapter 4. And so, again, on the inside, the cards are blank. You can write your affirmation, you can write your greetings, you can write your wishes, your prayers, you can do all these different things. And on the back, you have a bit of the story snippet. This is me, Nakia Shade, and you have a bit of the story, and then you have another QR code um, that you can scan and you can check out more of the story. This one. This one is of a minor character. She shows up later because we're still in season 1 of Song of Wata. So I'm not. She will not appear just yet, but she will eventually. She is a rival of Niambe, so this is the other sister, the bigger sister, a rival of hers. Um, as a griot, she's another griot. Again, these cards are blank on the inside. The paper quality, I don't know if you can tell, this is a matte finish. And it's very high quality paper. Like it's very stiff, it's sturdy. You can use a Sharpie in here. I've used Sharpies like this to draw, to write inside and draw. It'll take up a lot of ink. I've gifted these for birthdays, for Mother's Days, or holidays. If you have like, Eid gifts or Ramadan, or if you have like other holidays coming up, Christmas is coming up, these are good cards for that. On the back, there is a snippet of the story, the name, a snippet of the story, and a QR code that you can watch the drama on YouTube. And if you joined my school community, you would be able to receive a freebie. Every month, I drop a freebie. And so I've been dropping like coloring pages to coloring pages on my school community that you can color and you can print out for your personal use and you can join. 3 of these up here. I have these other 2. There's a lot of cards here, you guys. About 8 or 9 designs available for purchase. I'm just trying to get myself in the shot at the same time. And what I like about these cards is, you can give them to like your siblings or to your aunts or to your nieces. I love to gift these to people that I meet. Like I'm a teacher, so they make great gifts for like people that need just that. This one, let's see. This one is of the sisters as well, Niambe and Sela. This is more like a spring themed card. It's great. But honestly, any of these cards work for any time of the year. I really enjoy being able to create art that feels like evergreen. And so this kind of art, and oh, I should mention paper collage. So all these paper collage, um, all handmade. Like I have like canvas that I use. I use like canvas panel. I use origami paper. I use acrylic markers. I do use all these types of things. So these kind of cards are all like traditional made, and they're just prints of my originals that I create as greeting cards. I also make posters of them too. Let's see. This one's a poster. I don't have this card on me today, but this would also be a greeting card as well. It's like a poster. So that's another option that I might add in my shop if anyone's interested in it. So these are I have so far. I think I have one more. So the others that I have are uh, prints, but these are the greeting cards. So this is Sela. She's the younger Mami Wata sister. She's the one that becomes a pirate. So if you've ever read stories like where the mermaid, the Mami Wata becomes a pirate. You know, you might like this one. But this is Sela. This is very beautiful. This one is inspired by like my culture. So like this kind of Indian kind of design with these really beautiful, like intricate details. You can check out these details to very simple, like all hand done, just printing and stuff like that. And on the inside, it's blank. And on the back, I have all of this, the bit of the story, QR code, and then this one with a logo. So I've gone through about three, four. Jeez, I don't have enough room, guys. That's how many cards we have. Like 6 cards so far. I have about 6 cards that I have for sale. They come in a pack of 8. I have a couple on the wall here. They're not cards that I have on the wall. These are on the wall here. I have these are like prints. So these are like prints that I have here. I'll show you these. Oh, what these look like. They're similar to the cards. They're just same quality paper, local printing. So you want to support me, like a local business owner, during like the blackout, Black Friday, you can support me and you can purchase some cards. This one I have not made another print of since this one. This was like a first run card, and I've never made new prints of it. So if anyone's interested in this kind of card, I will definitely consider making another print. And these are all, again, paper collage arts. I drew all these myself. These are from my audiobook drama, Song of Wata, which you can watch on YouTube. If you don't know what my channel is, I will drop a link so that you can watch. I don't know how to do that though, so give me a moment while I figure that out. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me figure this out. How do I share my? Oh, that's not what I. Okay, I figured it out. I am. Okay, there you go. This is the my YouTube channel. So if you're interested, check it out. I see a lot of like notification things, but I don't know what they mean. Oh, cool! There's like so many people. That's amazing. Wow! Thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Okay. And if you purchase cards now, you get them before Christmas. So just keep that in mind. So I'll show you again, and then I'm almost kind of done on YouTube. So if everyone's on here, I don't mind being on here for a little bit and just like sharing more about what I'm doing. This one is called Parveen. This is called Niambe. This is Sela, Pearl of the Sea. This is another Sela. This is a scorpion. This is the ritual. And this is the Princesses of Spring. Okay, YouTube, I'm gonna head off because I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on TikTok, not too long. But thank you for being here, and I will be back on YouTube maybe tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so thank you very much. I'm kind of